thank you very much for taking the time. Today, you announced a rollout of one aspect of your economic recovery plan, which is Build Back Better, specifically with the caregiver economy. I want to get a sense of you. I listened to your speech, and you talked about how it's an immediate injection into the economy of immediate jobs and immediate, work for people. I want to get a sense from you how you think this fits into your overall recovery plan for the economy that we're going to need after the pandemic.
Well, I think we needed, the answer is there's three pieces. One, manufacturing. The other one is to make sure that we deal with the rebuilding of an economy based on infrastructure for the climate change. But also, I released my plan today with the crisis in care for our country. Even before this crisis, too many folks, like I did, were caring for kids and aging parents. I was a single dad for a long time. The joy and love are always there, but it's hard. It's really, really hard. And too many are sitting in the kitchen table now faced with an impossible choice. Do I stay home and take care of my kids and my parents, or do I go to work and earn a paycheck? We need to ease that squeeze on working families that are raising their kids and caring for aging loved ones. Under my plan, no low to middle income family would spend more than 7% of their income on child care for their kids under the age of 5. And right now, parents are paying between 10 and 35% of their income for that kind of care. This will save average families thousands of dollars a year. I'm going to expand the options for older Americans to receive care at home. For example, there's a pilot program in 27 cities and 16 states where a nurse, an occupational therapist, and a handyman go into a home, because there's 800,000 people under Medicaid waiting for this kind of help, go into a home of an aging family member where they're caring for a family member. They may not be able to cure mom's Alzheimer's, but as I said today, they can make sure they don't break their hip. They walk through the house, they install handrails, the right spots in the bathroom, they fix the doors so mom it doesn't stick when mom tries to open and falls. Make sure that we pay caregivers and early childhood educators a decent wage and benefits, that opportunity to join a union. The bottom line is, the experts and the economists tell me that will create somewhere between 3 and 5 million jobs. All the people who can't go to work now because they have to stay home and care for, and those who we're going to bring in to care for the people so we can go to work and increase their salaries as well. And so we're in a position where it's going to generate economic growth, not just the GDP, but generate economic mobility and movement. And I think it's a very important piece of what we have to do.
Of course, and obviously the economy, a big a priority for voters. I want to turn now to how you plan on winning back Wisconsin. As you know, then candidate Trump won by fewer than 23,000 votes. That was attributed partly by low turnout by black voters, but also white suburban and white rural voters coming out for then candidate Trump. I want to get a sense of, how do you plan on making up that gap and really catering to both black urban voters as well as the suburban and rural white voters who may have different priorities when they cast their ballot?
Well, I think we're going to continue to work hard to earn respect in the vote of the people of Wisconsin. I think that what's at stake in this election has been made even more clear with the pandemic and the national reckoning on race. We can't afford 4 more years of Donald Trump. Right now, our nation is reeling, 140,000 dead, and we're continuing tragically to find ourselves in a position for COVID-19, including 830 Wisconsinites of late. And we're also facing the worst economic disaster with tens of millions of people out of work, small businesses struggling to reopen, while we confront this systemic racism that has pervaded for much too long. I think the people of Wisconsin know we need real leadership back in the White House. Leaders they can trust to look out for them and their families. A president who not only has steadily leads them through this crisis, but also will help them build back better, a more resilient economy. And because this is the United States of America, there's not a damn thing we can't do if we come together to unite the country. And my base of my support my whole career has been the African American community, suburbanites, and rural voters who are also in a real tough spot. They've been killed by his trade war, just across the board. So I have to earn the votes. I want to make it clear I need the votes. I'm going to be there. If I can't be in person, I'm going to be there like we are now as often as I can be, making the case why we can build this country back better and stronger with Wisconsin as a lead in this effort.
And of course, we are just weeks away from the DNC. It's going to be different than what we had hoped. However, conventions are traditionally the coming out party, if you will, for the ticket. So, I want to get a sense from you, what your role will be for the DNC. Are you going to be here in Milwaukee? And secondly, with it not being a traditional convention, how do you hope to build that momentum, have that launching pad into the fall?
Well, it's a really important point. I intend to accept my party's nomination in Milwaukee. In contrast with what Donald Trump and the Republicans are doing, our top priority is going to be the health and safety of the people of Milwaukee. And I believe the DNC is still evaluating exactly what the convention will look like, and they're certainly taking the right steps. Any decision will be guided by science and public health, period. Milwaukee is still the anchor of our convention. This will be a convention that will be a combination of live and viral. All Americans who wish to join our mission and win this battle for the soul of the nation and build a fairer, more united country are going to be invited to participate. We're already moving in the direction of doing biographical pieces and the like and laying out what we're going to be running on so that a lot of it will be virtual on television. It's more likely to be focused between the hours of 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock, prime time hours, and it's going to be focused on the issues that we think are important with speakers coming from different parts of the country in all probability.